Yo, what's up, guys? Kale's back with another showcase, and this time it's of Pokemon Nightshade. Before we dive into this game, this was on my game of the day recommendations over on Eevee. So I was like, you know what? Let me look at this. Start looking at it. I was like, all right, cool. I was like, this actually looks really interesting. We are working on part two of Pokemon Aether Chaos, getting a part two of that showcase up. Um, that one's going to take a little bit more time because I am going to dive into it. So just a heads up, there's going to be spoilers on there. Pokemon, I just like we're going all in on that. But regardless, we're here because we are playing Pokemon Nightshade just to give you an idea of what is going down on this game. Let's start diving into it. Guys, also don't forget to drop a like on the video, help with the algorithm. And if you feel like commenting, leave a comment. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. It's free. You can always change your mind later. Anyways, start off with someone living like all ghost stories do. I try to make this like a little fast when I was doing this. Um, it took me a minute to find out where the speed up button was. So there are still glimpses of the living and the dead. So of course, that is how it would start. In this case, it was a person, someone who became entangled in the woods that they can no longer be considered human. Their origins are shrouded in mystery, but it is said that the Pokemon of the park obeyed their back and cell. I might have read that wrong. They demand respect and are not giving to those who attempt to injure the park. That, of course, is where the scary part begins when fools maliciously cross the lines and a terrible curse evening. Don't mind me interrupting your ghost stories. I'm just doing a checkup. You got an extinguisher for that fire? Mm-hmm. We got a type A to your right. I see. The pressure on it is might low. Excuse me. Had a burp. The general store has an air compressor. If you want to refill it at some point. Yes, sir, we will. Good. You wouldn't want to be one of those who break the park rules after all. So, guys, if you haven't guessed it, this game is park related. You're a park ranger. You're doing some duties, but not to like give out any more context of what's going on here. Let's just dive in. Just Cell Morning Boss. This is where the game starts kicking off. You're playing as just Cell, who is leveling up herself, her park ranger skills, I guess, which later on you'll find out. Um, so it looks like it's just a three-man team, which is the park ranger, the main guy, like the boss. I think his name was Marty. Yep, Marty, and then yourself, Giselle. So pretty much you get a to-do list of stuff you need to do for the day. Um, this kind of reminds me. I'm gonna pause this real quick. This kind of reminds me of like Pokemon. What is that? We played it before. I don't think we posted a YouTube video of it, but it's pretty much like you're a gym leader. Like you're a gym leader every day. You got new challengers that comes and like takes you on. As you beat people, earn money. I think you upgrade the city. I think, or you might upgrade your gym. I think that was a thing. Anyways, three simple tasks. You go and you do these tasks. You start off with these four Pokemon: Rimor, Speedster, Blackjack, and Clarice. And so those are your four main Pokemon. So of course, it's being a park, you're gonna have Pokemon just chilling around and everything. But that's besides the point. Let's start diving into some of these tasks. All right, so after trying to figure out like where to go and stuff, whoops, I ran into our first task, which like I guess I was running into two tasks. There's some flyers around the park that I've been taking down. We later learned that it's for like a funeral. Somebody's advertising for like the ghost tower thing. Anyways, our first task that we found pretty much was to help this guy with these zigzag goons that were bothering him. So y'all see the levels. We make easy money of these guys, especially with Speedster. Knocking out the majority of the zigzagoons, And of course, being level 20 Zigzagoon, I'm assuming when y'all see right here that this Zigzagoon stole this man's watch. I talked to him to make sure he's okay, and he's like, yeah, one of them stole my watch. So I'm figuring it's the level 20 dude. He's the only one that can handle that kind of pressure. I feel like of getting beat up and maybe using that pickup ability to take the watch. After exploring the area, I decided it was time to start seeing what else was around. This is when I saw the Zigzagoon take off into his little hideout, which is up in a tree. I climbed it. I figured out, like, yo, this guy's got a nicer room than me, even though it's a little littered. I mean, you expect that when, you're on that bachelor life, living by yourself. You can get your own stuff. You can also buy Protect, Attract, Charm from this guy or from this Pokemon. But overall, he wants Royal Jelly. Later on, y'all will see how we get this Royal Jelly. I, but I don't. I'm just going to let y'all know. I don't like spoil all the missions. I just want to do enough to showcase this game because I was like, should I showcase this? Should I not? After I started playing it, I was like, you know what? It's a nice little twist. I was a huge fan of Pokemon Ranger back in the day, and so like it was kind of nice playing like a Game Boy style of like just being like a park ranger. It's not the same thing, but we're still going out here. We're protecting the wildlife. Really fun. So after battling a couple of people in the park and some wildlife, we run up to these bees nests, and me being the curious Giselle that I am, I decided to investigate the bees nest. This is where we run into this 3 level 25 combies, but like always, Speedster with the air cutter just makes quick work of them, and it just didn't even matter what I picked for Blackjack anyways, really. So after knocking all 3 of the combi out, this is where we get our little reward. I click on the bee's nest. I'm like, yo, what's going on with this? Do I get anything? Roll jelly. That's what the Zigzagoon wanted, and we got a little bit of extra honey to go with that sweet jelly. Because who doesn't like jelly and who doesn't like honey? I mean, especially honey on biscuits. Oh my goodness. So later on, after going through some more of the grass, this is where I ran into. I don't even tell. I don't even think it tells me her name. Anyways, she wanted to go to the mansion that houses all of the ghost Pokemon. That is our overall goal as the park ranger, is to make sure that these ghost Pokemon are living freely, nobody's bothering them, and they have a nice home for them. So after doing some exploring, jumping over some ledges, we end up at the mansion. The girl's really intrigued by it, so she runs inside all kinds of happy. We let her know all the furniture and props, like all the furniture and stuff you see in there is just props, so the ghost Pokemon have something to play with. This is where I run into a strange individual standing outside the mansion that is scared of ghost Pokemon. We informed her that ghost Pokemon are not scary, but she was a little uncomfortable with it, so therefore I was like, yo, I got this idea. Let me go catch a Ghastly because, when a Pokemon's caught, they're a little bit more tamed and you really don't have much to be afraid of. So I was like, let me go over here and poke in the grass. I was like, and, of course, me being the spaz I am trying to get around, my movement's terrible. But I was like, yeah, let me catch this Ghastly. And of course, I broke Park Ranger rule number 1 and I messed with the ghost Pokemon. I accidentally killed one. Y'all don't tell my boss on me, please. This time I was a little bit more hesitant to use a powerful move. So I was like, you know what? Astonish. Even if we go first, we'll get the flinch, hopefully. But this is where I caught a female Ghastly. I always, anytime I get a ghost Pokemon, I normally name it Casper. But I was like, you know what? Let's name this one Cassie. And we'll go show this to this lady over here after we pick up this item. Picked up the item, showed this lady the Ghastly. She thought it was pretty neat, but also she didn't want to be overwhelmed. So then I was like, all right, let's go in the mansion and see how our ghost type Pokemon are doing. So right off the bat, Ghastly greets us, all 3 of them. These people are like, yo, this is really cool. Can we get a picture? I'm like, yo, y'all can take a picture, just don't use the flash. And what do? They use the flash. Scared my freaking Ghastly away. Couldn't believe what they done to my peeps. I don't even know if they're going to come back out and play with me. Who knows? But I decided to heal up anyways because I was like, man, I got to heal my eyes. Y'all just blinded me with that flash. And I just need a second to calm down. So after exploring the mansion a little bit, I decided it was time to see what the to-do list actually was here. See Haunter blocking the entrance. I decided to come in. I check on see like how his little room looks, make sure he's good. And I noticed I was like, yo, what is this egg over here? This egg's gigantic. Normally we leave eggs alone as a park ranger, but I decided, yo, let me take this one back to the boss because this must have been what he was talking about as far as checking on the Pokemon, make sure everything was good. Decided to turn in my job duties for today to let them know, like, hey, whatever job y'all give me, I'm going to conquer it. This is where we get a little bit more knowledge. I'm assuming this is really like my first big day on the job. The boss was like, you know what? Enough blabbering. This is what's going on. You just got the white badge. We don't give out gym badges around here, but this is a ranger badge. And even though ranger badges are like discontinued because people was letting the power go to their heads, we found a unopened case, I believe it was, of like 10. So you can get these badges with park points, but the only way you can get park points is if you're doing your to-do list. That way you just can't have like an infinite amount of points. You can just walk in a shop like, hey, I got 10 points. Let me get some. No, you only get park points by completing the task. So guys, gals, if you want to earn your park points, just get on this game, do your task. I don't even know why I'm standing on the table. It's very disrespectful. I was so excited about my white badge that I was like, yo, let me stand on this table. So got our white badge. Was ready for day 2. I was like, yeah, man, I'm feeling good about myself. And so went to the general store next because I was like, yo, why is this in red? And so this is where we go here and talk to old lady Sal. She informs me actually that, you know, the park badges ain't that expensive. So I was like, all right, cool. You know, how much are they? Talk to her for a minute. You know, we get to chit chatting, talking about the morning, getting our cup of coffee and everything. She's like, yo, if you just like get like 5 to do lists done, like 5 missions, I'll let you get this next badge, which correlates with your white badge, which is the black badge, and it makes Pokemon less likely to appear. So the white badge makes Pokemon, you can like summon Pokemon to appear, and then the black badge makes them less likely to appear. And then, you know, I gave her my oscilloscope. She said it was so broken that it was just beyond repair. So there's like this new corporation she was telling me about that's like, hey, we're oscilloscope's competition. Here's our version. And so that's what she got me, and I'm able to see what's like not being like what's not able to be seen. And of course, Marty over here every day, he's like, man, I ain't opening this door for you because he's just so lazy, and I have to like do my thing. This time I got the white badge though, so I was able to scare him with some zigzag goons. He finally opens the door for me. It didn't give me much problems after that, and I started doing my thing. Of course, Marty's like, yeah, she got this white badge. It's going to her head. He was just too lazy to open up the door. And so I decided to pay tribute to the Giratina statue and started doing my daily duties, which was, you know, picking up the garbage in the park. Because, I mean, people litter, it happens. We just got to make sure everybody else is, like, doing their part. You know, some people doesn't even realize they might drop something, and we just got to get behind them, help pick it up, get the park nice and clean. Um, let this guy know I got his watch back. And he was super, super thankful because it was an anniversary gift. He didn't want his wife killing him. I didn't want his wife killing him because then we're losing business at the park. And everything's a strategic standpoint. So I picked up some litter. I was like, yo, what are these magic carps doing out here? Threw them back in the water because I didn't have nothing on me to place them gently. So I just had to yeet them guys back into the water while picking up trash. You know, do my daily duties. And yeah, that's how day 2 is going for me. Get my park points so I can get my next badge. Next, after completing some missions, we go back to the general store. This is where we get our black badge, and we're able to um, not run into as many Pokemon now. You only get 1 badge a day. That way, you're not just like rushing to get all of them. And every day, you know, bosses always find something new for you to do. So therefore, that's pretty much gonna be this video. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Didn't mean to cut that right there, but yeah. Like I said, guys, this is Pokemon Nightshade, I believe it was called. Um, that's gonna wrap it up for me today. I keep hitting the wrong pause button. All right, we're not editing the end of this out. We're just gonna roll with it. Guys, that's gonna wrap it up for me. Sorry, had some homies, wife, pretty much walking through the door. So I didn't want to have all that conversation in here. Anyways, let's go wrap it up for me. If y'all enjoyed Pokemon Nightshade today, don't forget to drop a like on here. If you want me to keep playing it for part two, say part two in the comments. And that's gonna wrap it up for me. Like I said, Pokemon Aether Chaos is gonna be coming up next, part two. Hopefully, I might do Season Stone next. I don't know. Y'all just keep up with the channel, and I'll be seeing you on the next one. Kelm is out.